joining me today, with me and with you, and of course with the trees. I'm here in one of my favorite spots in my yard, and that is with the lilac bush behind me, and up above me there's a really big pine tree. So thank you so much for being here with me. Our theme for today is anxiety and depression, and some tips on how to deal with that. And I know that a lot of people, there are actually far more real chemical imbalances and things like that, and that's not what this is designed to do. That's not my area of expertise at all, so that I'm not aiming to attract or to go with that. These are the ones when you're just kind of too much on your plate. Right now we're still in the middle of COVID. Hopefully it's the middle. Hopefully it's closer to the end. I don't know. But I know a lot of people are still nervous about going outside, about going into businesses, that type of thing. So that stress and anxiety can lead to different things in your body. Different physical ailments with it. And so I want to address that a little bit, give you some tips for that. We're going to go through and do our meditations. We're going to have our beginning meditation, we're going to have a middle meditation, and then we'll have our meditation with all of the affirmations as well. So we're going to stick with that theme, as I've always heard from people that you like how that balances out. So that's the gist of where we're going and what type of, when I talk about anxiety, yes, and when I talk about depression, it's not the kind that has far more chemical imbalances. It's not where we're headed, okay? So do keep that in mind. I also know that throughout the years, people have talked with me and looked at me and thought, I have it all together. Well, just know that I don't. By any means at all, I don't. I still can get depressed. I still have times where I'm very anxious, and I do fall into that as well. I just, at a very young age, I just figured out some tips that were going to work for myself, and that's how I have based my business. This video is a companion to a blog that I also have out, and so the two go together, and there's some more information on there about just kind of about how and why I do what I do, and that type of thing. Okay, so as I said already, we're going to have our beginning meditation, and that one is really just to let go of that outside world, to know that you are taking time for yourself right now, and that if you're constantly only thinking of everything in the outside world, then that is not quite as beneficial for you. And being that we want benefits for you out of this, that's the idea, right? That's where we're going. Let go. Just let that stuff free flow away. And I know that it can be difficult, and there's times I can't get into that spot as much as well, but I know that you'll be able to, okay? The more that you work on this, the more that you can do it. You will become proficient, absolutely. So whether you're inside with your meditation, you can sit on a chair. Just ensure that your feet rest comfortably on the floor. That helps grounding, number one, but it also keeps from stretching your back out and causing pains that way. If you're outside, and lucky enough like I am, right now I'm sitting on just an old blanket. Actually, it's an old kid sleeping bag, and I have that, and then I just have a little bit of support to keep my hips elevated as well. That can make a very big difference on your comfort level. It is summertime, and I'm going to try and ensure that I get through this before the sun pops out on us, so I don't fry my computer again like I did last time. And also it's a pretty hot day. So if you are going to be out in the sun at all, make sure that you have sunscreen on. The idea with all of this is to make sure that you are comfortable. If it's winter time where you are, then make sure, and you're outside, make sure you have a little blanket or clothes that are layerable. That's the idea with it. Layerable clothing so you are comfortable. So hopefully you are ready and comfortable now, and in a spot where you can have your phone turned off. You're not going to be interrupted for a bit. The beauty of this is, though, you can pause it as well, and then you can come back to it if an interruption does occur. Hopefully that doesn't happen, though. So I now invite you to join in for the first meditation that we will do. So take a deep breath into your low back and into your belly, and closing your eyes. Breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. Remembering to breathe, to release the tension in your shoulders. And with that, release the tension in your jaw. Elongating your spine. ahead now and take another breath. Slowly opening your eyes. Coming back into your physical body. Maybe taking a look around, enjoying the beauty. And again, if you're lucky enough to be outside like I am right now, then really enjoying being with the trees. And look at their branches. Look at their leaves. Maybe again, if it's winter, the leaves are all gone, but look at how everything still sprouts and is ready for new growth. It's warm enough now that my lilacs, and it's late enough in the season, my lilacs are not in bloom, but you can see them back there, right there. Right there, there was a beautiful bloom, and I just haven't trimmed everything up yet. But those are just seeds. They're ready to go again. They're showing that they gave life and just expressing their beauty in a different way. So take that time to really connect in. That's what these meditations are for as well. So enjoy your surroundings. And if you're lucky enough to be with someone as well, then appreciate that you have the company of someone with you, besides just me. Well, I love that. I absolutely love that we are together. Sometimes it's nice just to be able to be with others as well. So we're going to kind of get into a bit more of the stuff that I call the work. The things that kind of, you have to do that hard, ugly kind of stuff if you want to make a change. Now, it doesn't always have to be that way by any means. And it's always nice when you can just step into your new beautiful reality and say, oh yeah, no more. That's perfect. I've met a couple people that can kind of almost do it. I can kind of almost do it sometimes. But for the most part, I still need to go through that. What I call them the ugly bits. They're hard, they can be painful. And so the first part that we're going to go to are your thoughts. And most times these are the parts that are really with brain chatter as well, that constant, oh, am I doing this right? What am I meant to be doing right now? Oh my gosh, everything like that. Overthinking your shopping list, who knows, whatever goes on in your brain, that type of thing. So this is also a really good time if you'd like to have a journal. You can kind of write out some of your thoughts, write out what comes up with this for you. So do you think about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again? That kind of brings on anxiety in itself. Have I done this right? What do I have to do next? It just goes on and on and on, right? That's not stuff that is calming. It's not stuff that is soothing as well. But there are ways to really to work with that. And kind of how I look at this is, are your thoughts positive or negative? And if they're negative and you're constantly talking with yourself in a negative fashion, then what good is that going to be doing for yourself? And I do know that there's a difference between venting and venting appropriately. It's not that you want to hold all of these things in. That's not positive at all. That's not where I'm going. So if you have someone that you can positively vent with, very, very, very beneficial. Very beneficial. I highly recommend doing that. It's those constant talking in the back of your head of, geez, I'm pretty stupid. I'll never be able to amount to doing anything like that. I can never meditate. I can never learn how to drive. Whatever the thing is, I'm never going to advance in my career. Well, those are very, very self-limiting, and those are some of the things that we're going to kind of be hitting on today with this. You just don't always want to be in that negative spot. So with the negative thinking like that, the best thing to do with it are the affirmations that we'll be talking about at the end of the meditation here, and we'll be going through and doing those together. That's normally the best way to kind of work with it, but you have to identify that first. So that's really a mind aspect. You know, we're all about everything I talk about is body, mind, and spirit, or chemical, physical, metaphysical, same type of idea. So this is physical, the mind. So what your mind thinks, your body follows. So if you're constantly thinking, I'm never going to amount to anything, that tends to be where it goes for the most part with that. So the first thing is switching that. How do you switch it? You've got to identify it first. That would be the thing to write down. After that, once you identify it, then when you can hear it coming and you hear it and you catch yourself in it, that's when you would switch your thinking with it. I know in these meditations before we've talked about fear and how to input different words in there. Exact same thing with this. It's just a bit more of a phrase for you. So that's where we're going. And again, you'll have access to all of these affirmations as well. So those are your thoughts, what you're thinking. Identify them, write them down, catch yourself when you're doing them, and then switching them into something that resonates with you that is far more positive. The next really physical aspect well, I'm going to kind of backtrack here. Yes, it's still the mind aspect, but it's the emotional aspect and where they sit in your body. And that's how you pull in the physical with it. So these can kind of go hand in hand. So how do you feel? What emotions come up with your feelings? Is it anger, fear, anxiety? That little bit of, I don't amount to anything, that depression, that being down on the bottom part of how you feel about yourself with life. Identify where those emotions sit in your body. So identify where you might have, let's say a shoulder, okay? We can see the shoulder here. Let's say that shoulder pain for me originated from a car accident, which brings in fear. So every single time I get in the car, I'm a little bit fearful, and that's going to bring on anxiety of, oh my gosh, I have to go drive today. I have to get into a car. I'm not okay with this. I'm not happy. So that's where things can reside. Another really big one that with anxiety is stomach. So butterflies in your stomach, stomach ache, that constant thinking. And again, that's where the mind and the body will connect. So if you have whatever it is, whatever you've written down in your book, in your journal, really kind of just feel it in your body. Okay, feel it. And then once you start changing the mind aspect with it into that thing of positivity, is that a right word? Into the positive aspect, and see how that changes in your body as well. Most times, what I've always heard from my clients is at things like, let's say, constant stomach ache, which leads to constipation. So then you'll find that your bowels will soften out. They'll become more, you'll become more regular. That way you won't have that tummy ache all the time. So those are the physical aspects of what you can kind of look for with the shifting from that negative, that anxious type of feeling to something that is more at ease for you. Now for the body, things that can really help with that, we all know that exercise can make a big difference. And, let's say that you're one that exercise is difficult for you for an injury reason. You've had surgery or something like that. I don't know, you've got to kind of get back into it and start slowly and work with your body, and just, it's like this little ball. You kind of got to start slow, and then you kind of got to roll into it again and get back to it. Exercise for you might be that you do it on your one leg, and your other leg is one of those awesome spring, I don't know what they're called, sorry, it's a spring. Maybe you just have one leg that is what you were born with, however you want to say that. But the point with this is that even if you have to roll in your wheelchair, get exercise, get movement, get your body moving in the best way that your beautiful body works. I'm not saying that it has to be a walk on your two legs. I'm saying that it has to be movement with whatever limbs you have. That's where I'm going with this. So when I talk about movement, please don't ever assume that I'm just talking about that you have to have two legs, okay? Same with arms and shoulders and everything else. Move your body to its best ability. That's what I'm talking about with all of this. Okay, so maybe it's a walk or a roll, riding a bike, and if you have to, do some things indoors. Yoga's a good thing to do. Tai Chi and stretching is that's where I resonate far more with. So move your body, feel where it's more tight, where it's stuck, anything like that. So that's the very physical aspect of identifying with what we have here. The other part with mind here, with thinking, having an active mind. And I'm not talking about that, oh, I'm always so happy, that kind of happiness that is covering up something kind of not so happy on the inside. But I'm looking for that thing that brings your soul and your spirit and everything. Bring that, find whatever that is, and bring that to the surface. Quite honestly, things like this, engaging with you through meditation, is what makes me happy. It really makes me happy to do this. There are parts of it that are difficult, absolutely. That's part of that forward movement and growth. There's some things I don't know. I have to learn. And those are the parts that are, they can be uncomfortable sometimes, but I learn, because this is what makes me super, super, super happy. Okay, so exercise with that is a part of, that's where you get the serotonin, the dopamine, all of those chemicals within our body flowing. Maybe you need to learn something new. That's a great way to keep your mind actively engaged as well when you're learning something new. I know for me, a lot of times it's photography. And so when I'm out and I take pictures with nature, and I'm not super good at any of it yet, but I keep learning. But the main thing I've noticed is, number one, you have to have a lot of patience for photography. That's a gift. That one, I didn't realize how much patience you had to have. But with that, sometimes I get my body in really contorted, weird ways to get the image that I want. So it's actively working my body. And I'm not very good with all the settings yet. I keep trying, but some of them just don't resonate yet. But I keep learning. That's bottom line what it is. I keep learning. And that's the same with anything. You just have to keep learning. Another one you could do is, taking a writing course. I've never considered myself a writer, but I keep learning, and I get help along the way. I get a lot of help, wonderful help along the way. Anything that resonates with you, because we're trying to keep an active mind. And if you can pull that active mind into something that can work with your body as well, and keep your body active, then, you know, that's a bonus. It's an absolute bonus. So what I wanted to do now was to just to have another little, just a short meditation right now, just to kind of let everything that we've talked about absorb in. Give yourself a chance to identify any of these things. If you need to, again, write them down. It's not the time to write out full sentences. Just do like a little, I call them hand scratchings. You just quickly, this is what came up for me. So have that down. So what you'll also find now, since we had that first meditation, this one's going to compound on itself. So we'll be even a little more able to connect in with ourselves, okay? So take a deep breath, close your eyes. Remember, the idea is to be comfortable as well. So if you need to move your body, then by all means move. Little stretches, little movements, and then come back to that peacefulness you have inside. now and slowly open your eyes again. And welcome back from your second meditation. You really should be feeling that deeper connection that you have with yourself. You should feel, most times people are a little more just at peace right now. It's like, oh yeah, that's how I should be feeling. Yes, that's it for right now. And it's wonderful to be here with you and experience that. So thank you for that gift to me. So we've talked about body and mind and that connection and how that can feel anxious, and those little bits of depression with the mind when you're just not feeling quite up to how you think you should be or how you normally are or anything like that. So you have a couple tips now of what to do, a couple different things with it. What we're going to do now is pull in spirit. And obviously, the first and foremost one is meditation. That's what we're connecting into, those deeper aspects of our human experience. We have these physical bodies that are amazing, whatever format they are. It's amazing to have that body, the mind, our big overthinking brains sometimes, right? They're amazing. They really are. Now it's the spirit. So this is what we're really working with this. One of my a favorite quote that I have from John Muir is it's about finding solitude in nature, and he said, "The mountains are calling, and I must go." And I know that's how I definitely resonate, is the mountains call to me, and as you all know, obviously the trees call to me as well. So this is super, super fun for me to connect in this way. Other ways to really connect with your spirit are even things like taking a bath, because water purifies. I'm a fan of hot springs, so I go as often as I possibly can to hot springs. And my favorites are the ones where I can just completely lay in really warm water and let it flow all over me. And the last one I was in had, I call it nature's Vichy shower, and it had a waterfall that I could lay under all the way. And that so engages my spirit as well. It's just an amazing experience for anything like that. Now, can I always get to a hot springs? No. So sometimes I just pop in the bath. With the bath, then you could do maybe some essential oils as well. Lavender's a very good one for that. Put like get half a cup or a cup full, up to a cup full of Epsom salts, and then just a couple drops of lavender oil right in there. And that is a wonderful, wonderful way that with the Epsom salts, that's going to help your body as well. So it will help ease pains, which can, if your anxiety is over a pain, then that is a wonderful way to go. The lavender is soothing, calming, and that will help you engage with your spirit more. Okay, so maybe take a couple of these ideas of breathing into your belly and into your low back. Next time you're in a hot springs, or you're taking a bath, or maybe even your hot tub, and just connect. Find that silence. Find that peace inside, and that is what you want to allow to come forth. Another one to really help with spirit is to smile. Smile. Even if you're not feeling it, just kind of put on not a total fake one, but maybe just a little bit of a fake one, just to help. I firmly believe that a smile can change your world. Absolutely. Maybe I suggest giving a smile to someone else. Just walking down the street, just look up and smile. That changes your whole spirit. It changes the physical outlook that you have, okay? Now, what else do? You trust. You trust. You trust that you are connecting with yourself. You've identified some of these thought patterns that you have, some of this maybe negative talk, and you trust in it. You trust that you've got those and that you now have tips to shift that into the positive. Now, with the affirmations, maybe these aren't going to be the ones that resonate with you. Feel free to contact me and we'll help get some that work for you. But you work with, and that negative talk is going on and you're super anxious. Trust that putting something positive in there will make a difference. Just trust it, okay? Trust in seeing the changes coming. Trust in knowing that you've planted seeds. It's kind of like that. You've planted seeds, and then that new tree of calm and well-being for you is going to come about. That's really where to bring all of this stuff. Trust it, know it, okay? You've done it. I have absolute trust that you can do it and that you will continue doing it, okay? So we're going to head into our final meditation now. And this is the one where I'm going to go through and throughout all of this meditation, pull in the affirmations. So you'll be hearing me talk a little bit more throughout the meditation. Continue to release your body and to feel it. Maybe this is another time where you're going to feel where your body holds these anxieties a bit more. Allow these to come. Allow it to work, okay? So I invite you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, connect with the surroundings of where you are, of the beauty outside or inside, and the beauty of you. Breathing in, I am trusting of myself. I am trusting of myself. I trust that the positive thoughts I plant now are in my best interest. I trust that the positive thoughts I plant now are in my best interest. I continue to move forward in my life with trust and love. I continue to move forward in my life with trust and love. I am safe. I am safe. I trust in myself and the gentle embrace of the unknown. I trust in myself and the gentle embrace of the unknown. I face my fears with love and confidence. I face my fears with love and confidence. I wrap my arms around the unknown, knowing I am guided by love. I wrap my arms around the unknown, knowing I am guided by love. And taking one final breath during this meditation now, slowly opening your eyes. And if you're in a place where you have to get up and go do something now, then please come back to your full awareness. If you are in a place where you can continue on with this, then pause. Pause it. Do it longer. Do it more. Absolutely. Continue taking care of yourself. I do want you to go about your day knowing that you have tips now of what you can do to help with the anxiety or even the depression that you're in. I know I have complete trust in you. Absolutely. I know you can do this. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Remember that this is a companion to the blog. That's where you will get a list of the affirmations as well. So do check that out. That will be listed in the description below. Leave comments. Absolutely. I do love hearing from you. It's wonderful every time. So much appreciated. And follow me here on this YouTube channel. And I look forward to connecting with you again very, very, very soon. So, thank you for being here with me. It's always a pleasure. Always, always, always a pleasure. And have a wonderful, wonderful day.